Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. We're coming up on a very big week for Call of Duty. We've got Season 3 Reloaded dropping this week, and as you guys can see right here, we've got a whole blog post detailing a ton of the major changes coming with Season 3 Reloaded for Warzone. First up, we got a fast travel system launching. We got plenty of other gameplay changes as well to break down. We're gonna go through it all today. As we do that, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new here or if you have not already subscribed, every day I got you covered with all things going on in COD. So feel free to hit that sub button and turn on those post notifications. But let's get into this blog from Call of Duty. So the Warzone meta is getting shaken up in new ways to move around Caldera, a perk coming from Vanguard, and more. So let's talk about this. We've got a brand new fast travel system coming. First up though, as far as the update times go for Vanguard and Warzone, the Vanguard update is going to be May 24th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Then the Warzone update 9 a.m. Pacific on May 25th. Of course, that's when we'll get the patch notes and we'll be going over all of that once that ends up releasing. So stick it here for that. But let's talk about the changes in this update. First up, we've got this new underground fast travel system that is essentially connected to the various bunkers, it seems like. And in these different fast travel areas, you have different routes you can take. So as I zoom in here, you can see that basically every single location has two outputs. If you're going from docks, you can go to runway or you can go to peak. If you're at peak, you can go from peak over to mines or you can go down to fields. You can't go from like peak to resort or from resort to ruins. It's all basically like webbed here essentially, which honestly is really cool. I would imagine it's going to speed up the pace of gameplay quite a bit here. As we continue to go down, this is essentially what it's going to look like. You go down into the bunkers and you'll be able to, I guess, go through this door here that will take you to the next location. It looks like there's a map there of where you are going to go, so you'll at least know exactly which locations you can move to. We also have the addition of a brand new perk, Serpentine. We've talked about this for quite some time now. They actually revealed this to us in a call quite some time ago, and we've known about this for pretty much the entirety of Season 3 thus far. But with Serpentine, this is going to be available in the Perk 1 slot, and sprinting with the Serpentine perk reduces incoming damage from bullets, explosives, and fire by 20%, only if you're sprinting. So obviously, in that situation, which is more of a defensive situation, in some cases, you could use it as an aggressive perk as well if you're, you know, a higher skill player, I would say. But in those situations, enemies, their TTKs will drastically raise by 20% here if you are moving, but you're going to have to decide to use that over cold-blooded, over EOD, over double time. So I personally don't think this is going to be a huge deal. I feel like more so it's going to be there for players who just don't like getting fried necessarily, because there are certainly situations like that. This definitely does though hurt snipers, let's say, for long range. It's going to be harder if a player does have Serpentine equipped, but that'll obviously shake up the perk meta a little bit. We'll see if it's anything too drastic. Personally, like I said though, I think it'll be probably a mid-tier use in general. We've also got new items coming, the Gulag entry and the redeploy extraction, and more. So in addition to new perk satchels, which will now appear in Rebirth Island along with Caldera, so we've got new perks coming as well with both maps now in play. We're going to see a handful of new items, including a radar jammer, the Gulag entry token, and redeploy extraction token. So Gulag entry token, we all already have one of those every single match. Now though, you can actually end up getting more of these essentially. Only one can be carried at a time, but it's basically giving you the chance to have infinite Gulags if you continue to find them, and then you'll end up getting cash compensation if you hold one while the Gulag is closed. So that's pretty solid. Redeploy extraction token, the other token also developed by Raven, is something that Warzone veterans may be familiar with, a token that grants an automatic redeploy that actually allows you to skip the Gulag. Just like the Gulag token, this one also deactivates once the Gulag is closed, I guess, and players will hold on to it, will be able to get cash for that, so you can go and spend that. So you actually basically just have more chances to live on during gameplay, which I'm actually pretty stoked about. It should keep lobbies a little bit healthier from my initial interpretation here. Speed boost. This buff often found in Warzone's Clash mode, so this is essentially like overdrive. You'll be able to find that now and get a temporary movement buff. That's going to be awesome. You can have that sort of overdrive speed boost and use that to your ability. If you get that early game, you can absolutely finesse with that thing. Then we also have the radar jammer. This is a new field upgrade that scrambles the attack map of enemy players and prevents kill streaks for anyone within a short radius. So if you're within that radius, you won't be able to see your mini map. You won't be able to call in any streaks. Late game, that could be absolutely huge. It won't work in modes like plunder, but can be found around the map in supply boxes or on the ground in rare cases. So that can definitely be very interesting. You could also end up hacking it if you have the engineer perk. So maybe we see some increased use with that. High value, high stakes, new high value loot zones. We saw this in the Operation Monarch LTM. These will now be placed all across Caldera in regular modes. So if you want guaranteed good loot and restock chests right off the rip, you can land at one of those high value loot zones. Obviously, they'll be a little bit more hot for drops off the rip. Players will be more enticed to go there. Again, I like that though, because that does sort of promote fast-paced gameplay. Champion of Caldera, a new Warzone LTM. This year could arguably be a strong one for Warzone solo players, yada, yada, yada. With Classified Arms Reloaded, Season 3 Reloaded, solo players will get another high-intensity LTM, the Champion of Caldera. Launching on the first day of Classified Arms Reloaded, Champion of Caldera features 150 players in a single continuously closing circle. So the circle is always moving in, but it's 150 players solos. So it'll be a little bit more fast-paced. I would imagine it's somewhat chaotic. Also, all operators drop in with their custom loadout, a gas mask, and a single redeploy extraction token, so no gulag necessary for that one initially. The item pool is also slightly altered to emphasize equipment not normally found in loadouts and epic to legendary rarity weapons. Collect cash, to visit an upgraded buy station, which features the advanced UAV, explosive bow, and even specialist bonus for a hefty fee. So definitely very, very interesting there. Obviously, just like solos, but to the extreme, way more chaotic. Rebirth Island updates, occupation scans, redacted protocols begin. Beanox presents the next phase of Rebirth Island, continuing the narrative that our operators, those who helped build it, helped us craft it back since Blackout. Occupation scan in-game event. Unbeknownst to us, upgrading the island to include radar towers gave the abilities to scan for hostile forces. At some point during standard Rebirth Resurgence matches, operators may be alerted of an occupation scan event. At this point, they will need to go prone, or else their position will be revealed to every other player on the TAC map. Very interesting. You have to play like a mini game when this pops up, and if you don't go prone when the event happens, you get shown on the mini map. That's going to be very interesting for players who maybe don't watch the videos or read the blogs, who don't know what's going on there. We also have Gen redacted comments on Operation Reinforced. Operators, as noted during our assignment briefing, our goals in the RLC were to reinforce the stronghold known to civilians as Rebirth Island. As you know, our orders were to construct weapon lockers for boots on the ground defenses, install radar towers, clear the DZ for armored vehicles, and unlock the golden bunkers. Given those parameters, our 60-day assignment could be considered a success. However, we are now aware that at least some of the upgrades to our defenses have been compromised. On redacted, agents, redacted names, informed us of hostile forces hacking into radar towers to perform occupation scans, so that's why that's happening. Okay, I guess that's just lore. Although there are no physical threats detected, we are led to believe that mercenary forces currently stationed at redacted may be contacted shortly to attack our alliance on Rebirth Island. So maybe there's going to be a Rebirth event in the future. I feel like part of this is lore for why there's an occupation scan now, but I'm not really sure what else this is getting at. For Vanguard, we also have the new Sphere multiplayer map dropping, so that'll be a thing. We also have the new Kim Tae-young operator dropping as well. And we got the H4 Blixen. This is going to be the new SMG and final ranged weapon for Season 3. This is all dropping, I believe, at the launch of Season 3 Reloaded. We also have a new bundle coming to the store, a couple new bundles coming to the store, it would seem. So overall, quite a few gameplay changes, definitely some pacing changes as well with the new redeploy tokens, the fast travel system, a lot of very interesting stuff here. That said, that is going to wrap things up for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. As we get any new information on Season 3 Reloaded, as the update goes live and the patch notes are out, we'll be covering all that here. So be sure to stick it here for that and everything else going on in COD. Make sure you subscribe with those notifications turned on. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy. Have an awesome rest of your day. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.